Hi, friends. It's been a minute since I have been live on Facebook. Are we live? They changed the whole interface here. So, hi, friends. Thanks for joining if you're here. I wanted to come on today because I've been noticing some things in the current energies and what people are doing about them. And it felt like it was important to address and to share a little bit about my perspective regarding how we may contribute energetically, how we may be of service. So there's a whole lot of resources flying around right now. There's meditations and classes, and I'm seeing every coach on the planet pop up with what you can do, what you should do. They have trainings and courses, and everybody wants to be of service. And I really want to talk about the most contributive thing that you can do right now and what is actually hugely helpful for all beings everywhere in this moment in time, right where you're sitting. So the thing about contribution is that your ego really wants to see a result. It wants to know that your human is doing a good job, that you're rising to the occasion, that you can measure your contribution. It wants a pat on the back. It wants a win. Look how unique and separate I am. That's what the ego wants. Oh my gosh, I did a thing. I helped so many people. I can measure my contribution. Now I know for sure that I'm doing a good job. Look how special I am. So that need to have a measurable result from our contribution is rooted in the ego. It's rooted in the mind, and it's rooted in separation. This is actually what drives a lot of people to want to create a sense of purpose in their work. It's like, look, I'm on purpose, and I know that because there's something I can measure. There's money, there's a result, there are people who are changing because of what I've done. A lot of coaches and healers and guides, and myself included, have this. So when I run a program and I can see my client today, and I can look at her and see how she's showing up in the world versus 3 months ago, I get to celebrate. I get to be like, oh my God, I did it. I did a thing. This person is so different. They're showing up to their life different. They feel better. They're handling challenge with grace. They are authentic. They're open. And I had something to do with it. And my ego throws a fucking party over that. It's like, oh my God, you did a thing. You're so good, Nina. Good job. Look how amazing you are and how unique you are. So I watch that when it happens. And there's nothing wrong with celebrating the depth of transformation that you facilitate. If you're a coach or a teacher or a healer, it's great. You're doing amazing, beautiful work. And what I actually know is that our real contribution is a vibrational one. That your actual contribution is you doing your work. It's you and your presence. So your acceptance of self, your willingness to go inward and be with everything that's there, your contribution is welcoming home all parts of yourself and embodying the love that you are. If there is a outward result or action that naturally stems from that beingness, then that's great and wonderful. However, the doing is not actually what your contribution is. So you don't need to launch another program or lead another course or host another training or figure out how you're going to make your purpose work, the thing that makes you money. Like, that is not what this is about. We're being asked to connect to ourselves more deeply right now, to actually go in and meet every layer that we've been rejecting or hiding from. And really, from the heightened awareness, That's actually the most contributive and in service thing that you can do right now. And not just right now, that's actually your deepest contribution, period. And so I do dedicate most of my life to holding space for others and facilitating transformation and, you know, laying the groundwork so that people can walk their own path of awakening. But I actually know that 95% of what my contribution to humanity is actually me doing my own work. It's the way that I show up to my life every day. It's the amount of bandwidth I offer to presence with source, with what is, with honoring all parts of my human, and practicing my connection to divinity, to source, to oneness, to God, whatever you want to call it. So, my meditation, my chanting, singing, yoga, time in nature, any moment that I'm fully present and in full acceptance of what is and what I'm feeling is actually what my contribution to the world is. And the same thing goes for you. So it's not about output. And I would even say if you're focused on output right now, you're kind of missing the point. So your actual contribution right now is in your presence, in your acceptance, in your willingness to go inward and be with everything that's there. Your contribution is welcoming home all parts of yourself. So again, if a doing arises from that, great, but it's an energetic contribution that is being asked of you. It's a vibrational output. So where is your vibration and what are you doing in order to love yourself and connect to the oneness that we are and live as that? That is what we're being invited into right now. It's a conductivity of love that results from you going even deeper with yourself. But you don't get the dopamine hit from that, right? You don't get to spend a whole day in meditation and then celebrate and look at all of the external results right away. We want like immediate results. We want the dopamine hit. We want the likes. We want the money. We want the pats on the back. Our ego wants to throw a celebration that we did a thing and we did it right. Look, I know I did a thing right because I can see it and I can touch it and I can measure it. There's a metric here. I can survey it, etc. And so it's challenging for our egos to actually grok that the most powerful thing we can do for the world right now is sit in silence and be with ourselves and actually honor what's there instead of trying to barrel through this experience with every workout class and offering and, you know, thing that we can show the world we've done. None of that fucking matters right now. I love you guys so much. And I'm telling you, the invitation is to be with yourself. And if you're someone who's already practiced being with yourself, then go even deeper within yourself. Find what's there because there are people on the earth who aren't practiced at being with themselves. And the even deeper that we're willing to go, the more permission and the softer landing everyone else is going to have when they start to go inward too. So those of us who have been practicing meditation and using tools to do our own work, we have created an environment where other people see that it's safe. And so instead of having to be out in the world teaching everyone how to do it, showing them how it's done, remember that it's in the being of it that actually creates permission for others, that your meditation is our meditation, your work is our work, that we're actually one. And you being in your beingness is the only thing that is actually being asked of you right now. All separation is experiential. It's being experienced through the mind. It's an illusion. So if this global experience has not displayed to you our inherent connection and our oneness, I don't really know what will. But seeing how connected we are, see that your meditation is our meditation, that your yoga, your chant, your silence, your tears, your love, it's our love. It's all ours, everything, which means you don't have to go do a thing to contribute. You get to be it. Your being is your contribution. Your practice is your contribution. Your honoring of self is your contribution. And if you can settle into that and let that be the truth without needing the dopamine hit, without needing the reward, without needing to prove that your contribution is having an immediate result on the field, you can trust it. There are a lot of conspiracy theories and a lot of stories and a lot of this is what's really happening right now. There's so much information and we're all at home with shit to do, some of us, just consuming and consuming and consuming and consuming. And the thing is, even if all of these conspiracy theories are true, even if all of the crazy shit you're reading is actually happening, or if none of it's happening, what's actually true is that there's a divine intelligence that's running underneath all of that. And that's what's trustable. That divine intelligence that is the thing that allows grass to grow and reminds us to breathe. That's what's actually true. The rest of it is an image, nothing more. So you don't have to do a thing to be of service. Again, you don't have to do a thing to be of service. Your being is what is of service now. A heightened level of awareness includes everything underneath it. And so I'm seeing a little bit of like spiritual bypass in this as well, where people are trying to love and light their way through all of this. And while I am inviting you to keep your attention on the bigger picture and the beautiful unfolding and divine intelligence that exists underneath all of the potential corruption or manipulation or whatever it might be, honoring the parts of you that have a valid human experience is also part of your presence. And so I'm not inviting you to pretend like everything's fine if there are pieces of you that are not fine. There are times of the day where I feel scared. There's an economic shift happening. Other people are freaking out. Some people are legitimately not healthy right now, and that can be scary. Your loved ones might be a place where you're considering. Honor all of it. So we're not just here to know that we're one and to give up on the human experience. We're here to be all of it. We're here to be all here and to validate our very real human experience without thinking that that's everything that is true. And so if you are someone who considers yourself at a higher level of awareness, if you have been doing the awakening work, it includes all levels underneath it, which means that like the spiritual bypass bullshit is not helpful right now. Oh, I was kind of scared, but like, I know I'll be fine. So it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. And then I just shove all of my valid feelings into this corner and they start to just like tick away at me at the back. And that like low level anxiety that's unaddressed starts to eat at us and it feels like shit. And so I would invite you into some responsible emotional processing. Allow yourself to be really angry if you feel angry. Allow yourself to be scared if you feel scared. But it's in the opening to those emotions. It's in the honoring of the feeling that it moves. So it's not about convincing yourself about how you should feel or why you're feeling the way you're feeling or how quickly you can get out of this feeling and back to what you think you're supposed to feeling. It's about honoring what's actually there and allowing yourself to slow down and to just be present with whatever arises in you at this time, because there isn't a right or a wrong. It's not about you feeling the thing that everyone else is feeling. You don't have to be totally tapped into the collective right now if that's not what's actually true for you. Or maybe you do feel tapped into it and you feel a lot of the things. Just honor what's there. Allow yourself from a heightened perspective where you're able to see the truth that we're one and that it's actually all perfect, and honor the human. Honor everything underneath it because we're all of it. We're here to be a human, having a human experience, and we are also a soul being expressed through human form. We're both. So you're not going to just like love and light your way through this and actually contribute to the healing of the planet. Go deeper into being And if you're hyper focused on the doing, on the output right now, again, you're kind of missing the point. And so I would invite you, if you're productive and you're doing all of the things, this is your invitation to like stop and to just actually be with yourself and not search for something to be wrong or right, but just be in presence and let yourself calibrate to the vibration of truth and love and wholeness and trust and surrender and oneness. Because the more you can radiate that, the more all of us will feel it. So again, any doing that is necessary from you will happen naturally as a result of your being. So nurture your vibration. Welcome home all parts of yourself. Accept the invitation to go inward even deeper than you already have. This is why you came. We all chose to be here right now. Every single one of us, whether we see and remember that or not, we signed up for this. This is a reflection of us. All of it is. Your being is your contribution. And while you may not see the immediate measurable result of that contribution, remember that that's just your mind seeking to prove itself right about being separate. Your mind, your presence, your being, your embodiment and conductivity of love, even in the silent stillness and seclusion of your own home, is actually the most of service thing you have to offer right now. That's my 2 cents. I love you, Tony. Thanks, Ronnie. If you guys have any questions about this or you want to connect with me, feel free. I'm hosting an ecstatic dance tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Pacific to get some of our energy moving and to honor what's there and to feel free and in our bodies and to, again, like let some of that energy move. Next week, I'm going to host yoga Monday night at 6 p.m. Pacific, and we'll do a little bit of meditation as well. And then on Thursday, the 9th at 7 p.m. Pacific, I'm going to host a little at-home virtual cacao ceremony and guided meditation circle. Again, all offerings to invite us into deeper connection to self and a deeper level of presence right now. So it doesn't matter what you're doing. Just be in the being and go even deeper into the being. I love you guys so much. I hope that you experience yourself even more fully from this moment forward and honor everything that arises from that place. I love you.